My guest today is Amala Rai, theater educationist. For decades, Amala has been advocating the use of theater as therapy as an essential asset to personality development. And above all, the many, many advantages of building a community of theater teachers. Welcome to yet another episode of The Speaking Citizen. I am your host, Mehru Jafar, and welcome Amala Rai. My first question to you, Amla, is at a time when it seems that the world is more interested in making money than a human being, what is the responsibility, do you think, of theater?
Very interesting question, Meru. First of all, let me say thanks to you for giving me this opportunity to express and communicate my thoughts on theater, its responsibility in society, and theater education, and for children and young adults as well. So let's say that money is important thing in life because we all need to survive. It is a practical thing. But what I feel that if you are solely looking to make money, then theater is a wrong place, at least in the initial stages, because theater, one person can do only, if, or any art for that matter, if one is passionate about it. So what I believe that if you have passion for theater, money is the byproduct. And if you are genuinely and honestly into the ocean of theater, then money will definitely follow you. It may take some time. But yes, in today's time, the capitalistic society and the materialistic society, everything is measured through the, the figures, the numbers. But the society or the governments or families, they forget that not necessarily that if we are pushing our children towards focusing only on making money, they may not turn out to be empathetic, compassionate, kind human beings that we do need in today's volatile time, and time which is so traumatic for everyone, not only in our country but world over. What is happening everywhere, the wars are going on. So I feel that money is essential, but without passion, the money will not give you happiness, and you will be frustrated, and you will go into various things, substance abuse and some negative activities, and that will in return harm the family, yourself, family, your community, and your nation and world in general.
So Amla, were some similar thoughts going on in your head when you moved out of Bollywood and after having done this very well-received film called Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman, were you thinking of something like this when you moved out of Bollywood and concentrated your profession and your life to theater activities?
Yeah, Meru, the thing is that, we from National School of Drama, we are trained into the art of theater, not into the art of film. So when we moved to Mumbai, me and my husband, we moved with the idea of doing theater in Mumbai. So initially, I started doing theater with Nadra Zahir Babbar. I joined her group and I was doing theater, but then the survival became a problem, and that's how I ventured into TV serials and films. But I was lucky to do work with prominent directors like Aziz, for Raju Banga Gentleman, as you said, and his other projects. But after a while, I realized that that was not my true calling. I was not so comfortable for various reasons. One, when I had my son, it became the schedules are very, very erratic. So they will call you anytime, they will leave you anytime. And having a child, as a woman, you can understand it becomes a different trauma to leave your child someday here, someday there, or, alone. That was one thing. Second, I am in my life is I am a disciplinarian. I lead a very disciplined life, and Bollywood discipline is so indisciplined that it was difficult for me to survive uh, there. So these two things, and I wasn't so happy. Although that time the opportunities were also less, but I was simultaneously, I was doing theater with slum children in Mumbai, with street children in Mumbai. So I would just pick them, put them in my car and go to the beach and, do rehearsals there, workshops there, exercises there, and perform on the beach only. And then some people poured in and they sponsored us in, somebody would give their school, some, refreshment, something like that. So I found my inner calling, and in between I moved to Shimla back, and again I belong to Shimla. So I was doing theater here, and um, uh, here, Kiran Bedi's India Vision Foundation, she had a Himachal chapter in Shimla, and I was the part of it. So I was doing a lot of work with the jail inmates in Shimla, Kaithu sub jail, spending 8 hours a day. So that work actually gave me a sense of purpose, that I was able to make a difference in their life. And they were very honest with me. They were very truthful with me. And uh, through poetry, through storytelling, and through script writing, they could express their angst, and they were feeling normalized, and they were feeling, they were calmed down. So, their energies were channelized in a creative way. So that's how I thought that, oh, theater is a very therapeutic tool. So my whole shift happened. It was a paradigm shift that, no, I've been trained in theater. I am passionate about theater. I have inner calling for theater, and I'm good at it, and I enjoy, and I'm passionate about it. So I will use theater as a tool for, say, therapeutic tool for social change, for education, whatever theater can do. And I think theater can do everything in uplifting the lives of human beings. So that's how the shift happened. I hope I have answered your question.
That's such an inspiring story. But how do you, when you look back on your almost lifelong struggle to make theater studies a part of formal education? You do theater for entertainment, you do workshops on the beach, you get inmates in jail to write poetry, but your lifelong struggle, hasn't it been to make theater studies a part of formal education,
Yes.
and later on in life? So how has that struggle been?
So I wouldn't call that a struggle. I would call it a illuminating journey rather, because that has opened the world to me. So I initially, when I use, after graduating from NSD, I've been doing theater workshops with children, with young adults, with university students, with amateur theater group. I have my own theater group. So theater in some form or the other, but I've been most comfortable with children, doing theater with children, because it's fun. It brings the child out in me as well. And children are non-judgmental, so they're not going to judge you, what you're doing. So they also, have fun along with you. So, and I could see the changes in various aspects of children. For example, empathy. and collaboration and cooperation, because theater is a collective art form. If it is not one person's success, it is the ensembles, the group's success. So everyone has to work together. So if one child is lagging behind, the other will come and support them. So that was very fascinating. That, and I thought that these are the soft skills that we we did not get opportunity to acquire, but theater offers all of that. So let me just start with children. बड़ों को शिक्षा देना is very very difficult. उनको moral education अगर वो होती तो जो whatever is happening in the world, the greed and the violence and everything, that wouldn't have happened. So we have to start from children. So that's how I focused on children. Initially, I was not into formal theater education. I was doing various workshops. But then I got a job with an international baccalaureate school in Mumbai, Ecole Mondiale World School, where it is the premier IB school, and where a lot of stars children were studying and are studying. So there I started teaching as a teacher, as a formal subject, curricula subject. That opened world to me, and I went through various trainings to, I did not know what was curriculum and, what is a lesson plan, what is a unit plan, what is vertical plan, what is horizontal plan. But then I learned all of that. So because I had studied in National School of Drama, so I had all the concepts and skills and tools and applications of theater, but I did not know what education was or education is. So I went ahead and I did a master's degree in educational studies from University of Bath, England. So to know what is education, how does it work, what are the skills, theories and practices, and on an international level. And I graduated with merit in that, and I studied after, say, a gap of 38 years. So it was difficult. So now I already had theater knowledge skills application. I acquired from education, then amalgamation of both. Now I have amalgamated, and I train teachers to teach theater, because I feel there is a dearth of theater teachers in India. You go to any school, you will find a dance teacher, you will find a music teacher, you will find a art teacher, but theater teacher, no. And if I may go a little longer to tell the background why, it is my mission of life is to create an army of theater teachers, because I was heading a chain of schools in India. It had like 53 branches that time, and I was the head of performing arts, and I introduced theater as a compulsory subject in that school at the primary level to begin with. So I created curriculum, this, that, and I was responsible to find teachers and recruit them. So I was very confident. I thought, NSD hai, there are so many universities which are offering theater at a postgraduate level, PG level. So, why not? But I was totally disillusioned, because theater people were not ready to teach theater. It's like mathematicians and scientists are not willing to teach maths and science. So that was very disillusioning, that people don't want to teach theater. And I was a little angry that time that all these theater people will sit in the conferences and seminars and, on various platforms, and would say theater should be a compulsory subject in school education. But where are the teachers? If I'm saying so, it should be made a subject. I'm willing to teach. I am teaching. So, that hypocrisy, it really marred me. Like, I was disillusioned. So that's how I thought that, no, I have to create. And then I thought that teaching is a skill, and skill can be learned and taught. So no matter if somebody is from BSc or BCom or +2 or B Pharma or whatever BA, if one has an inclination, not even passion, an inclination to learn theater, not to teach theater, but to learn theater, I will recruit them. So I recruited around 53 teachers in 1 month, going into the villages of South India and other places. And I gave them rigorous training. And within 5 months, all the 53 schools had a theater festival within 5 months. So that gave me confidence that, oh, I can create teachers. So, and I definitely believe that, like other academic subjects, math, science, theater should be an academic subject, like in international boards like IGCSE and IB. That theater is a compulsory subject. And later on, when as they go into middle school, high school, it becomes optional. It's not that, like, math, science, they are compulsory. Everyone doesn't become mathematician. Everyone doesn't become scientist. But concepts learned in maths and science, they later on help us in leading our daily lives.
So what do most of these theater people want to do with their life? Become stars, become performers,
Yes.
instead of becoming teachers? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Or that has been your experience?
I think priority is not about promoting theater. The priority is to promote themselves, to either on stage or on screen. So mostly now theater is used as a step forward to cellulite. So that's the way it is. But my argument is, artists or theater people are always criticizing, out of some kind of a complex, criticizing maths and science ki unko bahut weightage milti hai theater, as you also initially said, that in a world where theater is not valued so much. It is not school's fault, it is not system fault, it is not society's fault, it is our fault. Like maths and science teachers after independence, we needed to build infrastructure, we needed mathematicians, we needed a healthcare system, we needed infrastructure and everything. So we needed engineers. So, they really worked hard, teachers, to teach math sciences, and they made it popular. We are not doing that. We are not doing that. We are sitting in some ivory tower and we feel, as theater practitioners or theater workers, that we are somebody special. So, even if I want to teach theater, but I will not do the bus duty, I will not do the lunch duty. But why? ऐसे कौन से सुर्खात के पर लगे हैं आप में कि आप थिएटर वाले हैं, कोई स्पेशल है? नहीं, it is a subject like any other subject. Or we will not teach full time, we will teach part time. हम हफ्ते में 2 बार आएंगे. Has any math teacher, science teacher would say कि हम part time पढ़ाएंगे? So when you are treating your subject as a part time, how do you expect society and the world to give a respect as a valuable, strong subject? So the onus is on.
Absolutely true. Your work with children is so inspiring, especially the children's parliament. I read some.
Vidhan Sabha, not parliament, Vidhan Sabha, assembly.
Especially the children's Vidhan Sabha. How do you think public life can be improved by more such concepts and activities, instilling a sense of politically correct ideas in the minds of children? What has been your experience with Bal Vidhan Sabhas?
Yeah. So, Meru, because I've been part of international baccalaureate education for 14-15 years. So there we used to have MUN, Model United Nations of students. So there they would represent as countries, and they would bring in their thing. So, and this is a concept which is coined by Mamta Sharma. She is in Jaipur. She's been doing it. So this time when it was in Himachal, she asked me to be part of it as a mentor and to guide them. So my experience was, I think it is theater in education. What this Bal Vidhan Sabha, they are learning the concepts of the social system, the political system, and governance. So they are learning about democracy in our country, and they are getting present to the issues, the problems of common people through that. And even we don't know what panchayat is. What is its function? Although panchayat is the primary unit of the whole democracy. And even the panchayat pradhans, they don't know the power that they have in their hands. So exposing children to this Bal Vidhan Sabha, I think was a great experience for children. One, they were excited. They were inside the assembly hall where all the MLAs sit and, speaker and all that. So it was very, very thrilling experience for them. But they also came to know the code of conduct, the courtesies, and, how to present a question and how to defend or how to oppose and how to clap. And the questions were asked about road, about education, about healthcare system. So they came to know, and they were from the various districts. So they came to know how the system works and what are people's problem at that level. हम लोगों को तो भनक भी नहीं थी कि लोगों के पास प्रॉब्लम, हमारी प्रॉब्लम तो सिर्फ खेलने को मिल जाए और खाने को मिल जाए. But they are getting sensitized to so the empathy, the compassion that they are getting at this stage. So I think it was a learning experience for me also.
So can you see some of your theater students? Can you spot some youngsters who were trained in the workshops you held and who are now adults and seem more compassionate, empathetic members of society? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get your question. So they are in the making. Yes, there have been students from the past who are actually now, who did children theater with me 20 years back, are pursuing theater now. They studied theater in their adult and they are doing wonderful theater in various parts of the country. Some of them have gone into Bollywood, and they are into films and all that. So Janvi Kapoor has been my student, and a lot of other people have been my students. So they are pursuing a career in acting in Bollywood. And there are some who have become the activists. So they are doing platform performances, street performances on the issues that they think are appropriate. So that's, I think, the contribution of children theater and theater for young adults. And now I am no more in Mumbai. I left Mumbai 3.5 years back, and I am living in a very small remote village in Himachal near Kasauli. So here I'm doing theater with village children, and I can see the difference in them when they met me and now who they are. And as a result, they are suffering also because of it, because their attitudes are getting changed, their logical thinking is getting changed. So in theater, if you're walking from point A to point B, there has to be a logic. So they need to ask why I'm doing this gesture, why I'm looking there, why I'm sitting. So you know what, they started asking questions to their teachers. in school कि मिस ये कैसे हुआ, मिस ये आंसर कैसे आया. तो वहां के टीचर्स को लगा कि ये बच्चे बदतमीज हो रहे हैं, कि दे आर आंसरिंग बैक, बिकॉज उनकी एक क्वेश्चनिंग एबिलिटी वाज enhanced during the process. So उनको काफी डांट पड़ी, माँ बापों से भी डांट पड़ी, तो बदतमीज हो रहे हो. तो some of the parents actually stopped their children by coming to me because they thought कि बच्चे बिगड़ रहे हैं, जबकि they didn't realize कि बच्चों का शब्दकोश बढ़ रहा है, शब्द बैंक नाटक के थ्रू वो ऐसे ऐसे शब्द जो उन्होंने कभी सुने नहीं थे, उनका शब्दों का बैंक बन रहा है, जो उनको अभी तो नहीं, लेकिन लेटर स्टेज लाइफ में जब कम्युनिकेशन यू नीड टू डू वट एवर वर्क यू डू, आप कुछ भी काम करें, कम्युनिकेट तो करना पड़ेगा ना दूसरे ह्यूमन बींग के साथ में, तब वो शब्द कैसे काम आएंगे, तब वो एक्सप्रेशन कैसे काम आएगा, तब वो मेमोरी स्किल्स कैसे काम आएंगी, पढ़ाई में कैसे काम आएंगी. बट यू नो व्हाट, थिएटर करना एक बड़ा पेशेंट जॉब है. यू नीड टू बी पेशेंट एंड just keep sowing the seed and keep nurturing it, and one day it will produce some fruits.
So listening to you say all this about your students makes me feel that the future of the country is safe in the hands of even though these students may be just a handful of citizens, because the scare today is that people in society don't seem to have a heart. They don't feel to be engaged in loving each other, or
Yes.
this is the concern. But then sometimes one can get paranoid, sitting on a desks inside a home on a computer, and just imagine a gloom and doom scenario. So I think we are on the right track.
I want to say one more thing, Meru, if you allow me to.
Of course, yes.
That theater. So I did a senior fellowship with the Ministry of Culture, and my area of study was theater in education, a subject or a language. So my hypothesis was that theater in education is a and then in international board I did interdisciplinary approach and transdisciplinary approach to teach other subjects using theater as a language. So what I found out that students tend to get engaged in knowing the concept if you teach it through theater, the introduction of the concept. And later on when they get, because there are various learning beings of one person, so when you are doing it kinesthetically, so their whole being is involved and they get interested, and then later on they go deeper into the concept and they dig deeper, they research, they study. But getting them interested in learning the concept of, say, states of the matter, the teacher clearly does, they understand liquid, solid, and gaseous.
Despite that ability of theater, educating citizens, liberal arts and the performing arts seem to be such low priority in society.
So yeah, arts have always been. I mean, it's not only in our country, but throughout because arts are very intimidating, and especially theater. It's very, very threatening because it is confronting, it is direct, it is straightforward. So it is not taken very comfortably, and there is no set formula like in science and maths that you learn set formulas and then you experiment and you move forward. But in theater, even a grade 1 production of Cinderella would be something directing to the society, where society feels uncomfortable, whether they are parents or all other stakeholders, governments and politicians and bureaucrats. So that's the power of theater, because it is threatening. So it makes people uncomfortable, and that's the success of theater.
So you also talk a lot, Amla, about theater education as a career alternative. Talk
Yeah.
about that concept briefly for all those future citizens who might be listening to us today and who might want to take up theater as a profession.
Yes. So, when people say theater is a profession, they think of only one thing, which is acting. So, and theater is not only about acting. So when you are studying theater, of course you can become actor, but there are other fields. You can become director, you can become costume designer, you can become writer, you can become set designer. So there are these aspects as a professional. And but then there is second option, is that you start teaching theater. And so, as opposed to being freelancer, where I've been a freelancer and I'm still a freelancer, it has its own joy and ups and downs. But becoming a teacher, you are still doing the thing that you are passionate about. You are giving it away to the society that you are passionate about. Secondly, you have a steady income. You have a regular income. So, you are not living in stress of कि खाना कहाँ से आएगा, bill कहाँ से जाएंगे, किराया कहाँ से जाएगा. So that I think is very encouraging and very motivating for young theater workers who have passion for theater, and the families, they don't allow them to do theater because they feel insecure that there is no security in theater. But teaching theater gives you that security where families can be comfortable ki, oh, my child is going to be financially comfortable and will be able to survive decently because there is a decent income coming regularly. So that's the incentive, I think.
That's wonderful, Amla. Thank you so much for talking to the citizen, and a very happy International Theatres Day to you.
Thank you, Meru, and same to you. Thank you so much. It was wonderful communicating and wonderful conversations we had. Thank you.